National Scrapbooking Day, guys. How are you? I see you guys in the comment. You're here. You're excited. I'm excited. How are you guys? Hello, Kathy, Sabrina, Gail, Beth, Lucy. How are you guys? Rosa, Jonah. Oh, welcome, welcome. Okay, so we are going to start this off, of course. We're going to be scrapbooking again together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I know I've been looking forward to it. I've had this layout just sitting here waiting for today. Debbie is going to be jumping on us, not on us, on with us, okay? And she was on, we were up and going, and then all of a sudden her screen went completely white. So she's like, oh my gosh. So she's rebooting her computer, and hopefully all of that solves that, right? Now, I would love to hear what you guys are scrapbooking to kind of honor and celebrate this day. But even if you're just organizing photos or gathering supplies at any point of that creative process, we're just glad you're here, and we hope that we can spend a little bit of time together, right? Now, you guys, if you have not, participated in some of our giveaways online, we've tried a few different ways to do giveaways over the years, but most of the time what we're going to do is we'll throw a question out there, and it's kind of random, but then Debbie, when she's on, hopefully, if not, we'll figure it out. So hopefully she gets back on here, we'll pick a winner from the comments. And we do have comments coming in from a few different places. YouTube, they all stream to one place for us, but you guys don't get to see them all, but we get to see them all. People from Facebook, community, YouTube, it all streams together. So just because you didn't see the comment, it might be from another platform, but whichever one we see first in our main thread, that's how we'll pick the winner. So just a little insight there on the giveaways. And ultimately, we're just gonna have fun, and we're gonna reminisce. We're gonna talk about how lovely scrapbooking is. I definitely have spent a lot of time lately, right, in prep of National Scrapbook Day, but also just reflecting all the time on this hobby. I will say on the hobby, but also about you guys as scrapbookers, us as scrapbookers, and just how wonderful you guys are, and also how wonderful the hobby is. And I really do believe that. So I love the chance that we get to whenever we get a chance to create together. And just, there has never been a moment where I've regretted scrapbooking memories, right? So my point is that getting them off the phones and scrapbooking certain pictures when I did, it just felt right in the moments that I did that. And that's part of what today is all about, right? Is for us a chance to remind us not to wait, not to keep putting off for some till we're perfectly organized, or someday when a season just all of a sudden magically is, not busy. Because for the most part, I've talked to different people with different seasons of life, and I'm not quite sure that exists in many ways. So it's just it's a chance for us to remind us to take just one page at a time, or one photo at a time, right? And just a little start is worth it. And so that's one thing we talk a lot about inside of the Kiwi Club as well, is just reminding scrapbookers creating doesn't have to happen in this big giant block of time. Like moments like this, I'm grateful that it's on the calendar. But sometimes it's just moments of gathering photos first, and then designing, and then, setting a time to actually put those things and transform them into finished pages. But it's all of those parts of the process really do add up. And sometimes it is about taking little parts of it one at a time. So like I said, if you're scrapbooking along with me, let me know what your project is. I would love to hear and celebrate that page with you. But if you're organizing photos, or sitting down and gathering a few supplies, or just even being inspired for your next page, that is super valuable as well. So we're grateful for you all being here, and we can't wait to just spend the time together. All right.
Rosa was wondering how many hours this will be. I may have to watch some of it on replay. Do you have a sense of how long it'll be?
You know, I'm just going to create a page. We're planning about maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. We'll, typically is where we'll go with these crop and creates. So definitely it should pop up as a replay after the live is over. So now for the giveaways, you do need to be here live, and we'll get more into that as we go along. So no worries there. And I'm trying to see if I have CW yet. Okay, I don't see her yet. I'm really hoping she jumps on because I was really excited for her to be with us on this live. All right. I do have David over there, but I was going to give David a break and have, Debbie was going to come on because he sounds like he's still just coughing and
under the weather.
Yeah, he sounds very deep voice and all that stuff. But all right, guys, so let's jump into it. I'm going to start playing. If you are new to the Play to Create method or Kiwi Lane and you're still kind of, dipping your toes in it, don't be shy. Let us know if you have a question at any point when I'm creating the page. A lot of times if there's a point in the process that you're like, I really struggle at this point, or I'm confused, or I'm not quite sure if I fully understand, let me know. I just taught some classes, actually Thursday, we were over in Columbia, South Carolina at a creative retreat. And I really love to connect with them every once in a while whenever schedule allows. And so I was able to go and teach some classes, and maybe some of you guys are actually at the creative retreat joining us today here live as well. I love it. But what I was going to say is during those classes, it was interesting, definitely a lot of times people were like, oh, I've used Kiwi Lane for a long time, but I didn't know that. They learned something new. So my hope is that might be the case for some of you guys as well. All right. Okay, let's go to the overhead. Yeah, I'm going to jump right in. Gail says, it's 8:11 in the morning on a Saturday and my alarm didn't go off. I'm still getting myself going, but we'll head to the scrap shack in a bit. I love that you have a scrap shack. I love it.
I have a comment here. I love your shirt.
Oh, my polka dots.
Newspaper kit.
Yeah. Love my polka dots. Oh, Julie, first haircut for youngest grandson. Oh my gosh, she's scrapping. I can't wait to see that page. Julene? The thing's hidden. Is it Julene? I think it's Julene, not Julie.
Oh, I don't know. I'm still up a little high.
Oh.
Loving all the comments.
Loving all the comments. I think Trisha had one, and then I'm going to jump into it.
Right, first haircut.
They will pop up when the monitoring comments. First or type questions, they will pop up. I recommend if you have a question to put a couple of question marks. Oh, good. There you go. That's a very insightful thing, Trisha. She said if you really have a question, put a few question marks, and then we can tag it and we'll make sure that it's clear, something that we can address. That's very, very insightful. All right. Well, Beth, she said Scrap Shack is cute. I call mine Space for Scrapbooking Studio. She literally has a shack in her backyard she created. It's like a little she shed type thing. So it is cute. Guys, I am going to be creating with this month's May kit, club kit. If you're not familiar with the Kiwi Club, we will talk about it a little bit as we go. We'll also throw a link in the chat, all right? And so you can learn more about it when you have a moment. But ultimately, it's just such a fun kit that I was debating what to create with it. I'm like, I want to create with it, so I'm going to create with it, okay? I know it's a little bit of a teaser. It's not in your guys' hands yet, but it gives you something to really, really look forward to. So I started to pull that out. Actually, I just had it out from the unboxing. And inside of that, I also had these pictures. So I pulled these out. Let's go down memory lane for a moment, guys. These were in a frame, and so when we moved our warehouse and stuff, I took them out of the frame. Of course, I didn't throw them away. I kept them for them to go into my albums. These are memories that I've seen before, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to scrapbook them again, because why not, right? And this is back in, oh gosh, this is really early on, 2009, 2010. We started Kiwi Lane in 2009. This is really more like 2010, 2011. I'm not 100% sure, but a definitely early phase of figuring all of this out. and it's gone through many little pivots and evolving, which is natural for something that's growing, right? And so this is myself right here. Oh, Debbie's on. Yay.
Yeah,
Let's throw her on.
Okay.
We're chatting about this. I did see a question really fast before I go into story time here. Oh, there she is. Can we hear you though?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Good morning.
Everyone say hi to Debbie in the comments. Poor David. Hope you're feeling better soon, Sean. I know. He's
Appreciate it.
he's like a hacked. He was setting up my cameras and I heard him sneeze. And I looked over and I said, "Did you just sneeze on my paper?" And he was like, "I turned my head."
It's my shoulder. It's my shoulder.
And I was like, "Okay, good job." It's like, I'm okay if you sneeze on me for some reason.
Yeah, but not my
But don't scrapbook. Yeah, don't sneeze on my paper. I think I saw one
I
question.
recognize that picture.
I know. I was just telling them these are from the frames, and I grabbed them from the warehouse, and I'm like, well, I should scrapbook them. Pam says, I won a $25 gift certificate to the shop and was wondering if I could use it today to take advantage of extra paper kit that's only available today. Should work, right, Deb?
Well, I can make it work.
Yeah. So, if Pam at checkout, it should just let you have that code and stick it
Well,
in
I
there.
have to create the code for her, so.
No, she said she already won it.
Oh, okay.
We haven't done a giveaway yet today.
Okay.
She already ran a gift card.
So-
The other day.
Yeah, she must have had it from a previous event. And so she's just asking if she can use her gift card on her order. It should just at checkout, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, there we go. Anyways, I was trying to figure out, I don't even know, I'm going to have to go look up years. I was like, it's got to be like 2010, 2011, somewhere around there, Deb, early on.
Let's see.
This is like
Started
really
in
early.
9,
we were-
10.
I guess we were doing the baskets and these.
We were.
Changed up our platform because that was heavy.
Probably 10 or 11.
Yeah, I talk about the backdrop, but we used to we stick it all in this little pod. This is me and Debbie holding it up so it doesn't fall out. And we would open it and like carefully we would like unlock the door and like put our hand in to make sure everything didn't fall on us. It was packed. But it would ship from one
And
to
it's
the other.
not very big how we got all of that stuff in that very narrow.
It was a very much Tetris type thing for sure. But yeah, so we started Kiwi Lane in 2009, and then we did a few scrapbook expos throughout the years following that for 5 or 6 years. And so these are just pictures from that season. And so I thought I would scrapbook it. Here's another
Oh, is
picture.
that what you're going to do today? How fun.
Yeah. The
There's
OGs.
David.
Yeah, that's David. That's me pregnant.
Yes.
I got belly right there. That's Eli.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? And then here's demo. Talk
Oh,
about losing voice.
That's all we did. We were swamped.
We were hoarse. We were so hoarse. And then here's some OGs too. We have Shauna, who is an amazing helper. Nancy, my sister Emily, and my sister-in-law Jen too, with us. So that's a fun picture. I do have these other series picture. I'll just throw them out there really fast. This is when we did our first idea book. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was a fun picture. And then this was also one that we had out there, just the kids,
Oh,
you know.
helping. Yeah.
Can I say child labor? It wasn't child labor, but
Family
it was like
business, you know.
early days where they had to like put the rings in the things, and we were starting to try to figure things out, and they would do, you know, then Grandma and David and the kids.
Going to the post office.
Post office. That was in the days too. While we were trying to systemize everything, which is a whole nother learning curve, but operationally meaning, but so we've learned a lot from a shipping and manufacturing and everything route. But I'm going to save this series. I thought that would be a fun, different page, but this one, I'm going to try to figure out how to get all of these pictures on a 12 by 12. So I'm excited. I think it's a fun down memory lane moment.
I'm excited to watch you do it.
And it's funny. Deborah Johnson was asking, "Will you be scrapping with us, Debbie?" She's just here for moral support.
Debbie's gonna be
energy and-
Debbie's gonna be keeping an eye on the comments so we can pick some
That's what
winners.
I'm going to do. David is sick. I'm his stand-in. So if I mess up, just
Well-
know I'm just first time I'm doing this, but I'll do my best.
Good answer.
just a
So that's up to you if you want to stay in here or
quick,
not.
Pam about the gift card. She said it's not in my wallet, so probably the best bet, Pam, is to just.
I'm doing it right now, Pam.
Oh, okay. So she's taking care of you, Pam.
Just give
Oh,
me a few
multitasking.
minutes.
Yep.
Look at her.
Be on the lookout for that.
All right, guys. So this is a 8.5 by 11. Personally, I'm going to use that in the design, and then try to figure out with the other photo sets how to fit this all, because these are a lot of 5 by 7s that I don't know would be. I need to keep some white space, right? Because white space is important with the balance and everything like that. I may even also use this cutting file. We'll put this in the chat if you guys missed it. This is a Paige Evans cutting file that she partnered with us on to, offer this. So if you didn't have a chance and you want to participate in that, or just use it on your next page, you could do that on that. Yeah, so that cutting file. And then I think, yep, Dave's already on it. He threw it in the chat. Good job.
You're welcome.
We had to really, Debbie was going to do it, then Dave was going to do it. Then, okay, I don't know who's doing what, guys, but we're here. We're here, and that's what counts, guys. That's what counts. All right, so really quickly, I'm going to walk through just my thought process on how to adjust the sizes of photos in mind with pictures. And personally, I'm going to start there with this layout. You might find yourself the same place, and sometimes it is nice to kind of just take kind of assess your pictures really quickly and then get those pieces out. So let me explain what I mean. So I know I want to use this 8.5 by 11, right? I may trim it down a little bit, but for the most part, I'm going to use that. So this becomes a major focal point on my layout. So right away, I'm placing it on my page. And then on top of that, I have these other pictures, and I could just like lay these out, but it's too many 5 by 7s. I did pull out these and I started to just kind of see, right? These are actually the photo mats, and I wanted to go a little bit bigger because I want to keep as much as I can. So I'm gonna actually use photo mats sizes for photos. We'll see how it goes. I don't know yet. I don't have 100% a game plan. That's why I'm gonna play for a moment. But I do like how that fits there. I do think this could come down. We can narrow in. The con step still gets there, and I'll definitely be adding journaling. Okay, so maybe even going to another 4 by 7, 4.5 by 4.5. So those are my thoughts on those two. And I've shared this tip before, but I'm going to share it again. That sometimes when I'm planning, I'll just take a pencil and write on the back here. I don't know why that's not. There we go. Okay. So 4 by 4, 4.5 by 4.5. Now I have these two pictures too. Let me see if I'm going to just use the same one here. Okay, so that could go down to another 4.5. I could slim it up, but I don't know if I want to. And let's see on my next picture. So here's kind of the evaluation of your pictures. If you find yourself using a lot of pictures, like a lot of 4 by 6s or just larger pictures like this, which are fun that they were 5 by 7 for the frames, but I do want to include them all on one page. I could do 2 different pages, but in this case, I really do want them just to be one spread, right? And even here on this picture, I could go all the way down to 3 by 4. And so you're just laying it over, seeing what it looks like, right? What it looks like. All right. Now, let's go to Debbie. I'll talk about a cut file here in a moment too for you. Debbie Bowman. I saw your question, but I'll get to that. Okay. I'm going to throw that one over here and see if we can balance it in some fashion with those sizes. And really, I don't have a full layout structure in mind. And this is good to kind of approach it this way. Let's just play with this 5x7 here. Can you guys see it? It looks a little bright, but hopefully you can kind of see what's going on here, which is going to be like this one. I just don't think I can trim this one down. Like it just doesn't, well, it gets some of it, but I kind of want the booth. So that's what I mean about
The booth
being
is
able to look. Yeah. What were you going to say, Deb?
the booth is history.
Yeah, the booth is history. And so you kind of want that story, right? Like that part of that story. And so that's what I'm doing with some of these is saying like, am I okay to, you know, that it's not the whole thing, or do I feel like it's cutting off certain things? So I think I actually could do some like that and then one over here. Okay, so here is the photo base, right? I have my photo base here, and we are able to then build around it. So my point is sometimes you start with your pictures. Grab your pictures. If you're dealing with a lot of 4x6s, right? See which ones may adjust. And sometimes just zooming in on a picture actually makes it, brings more attraction, like attention to it. Yeah. More attention to it. So, a lot of times I think we're hesitant to trim things out of pictures, but by being willing to just test and try it, you might be surprised how that lens shift just a little bit. I've noticed that time and time again. In this case, I'm just trying to make sure I can fit them all in the page without it being plastered and still leave room for open space, because open space also creates the flow, which makes the page breathe, which also makes the memories stand out more too. So instead of taking these pictures and be like, okay, you know, which I could have done, we want to find that balance between it. So luckily I was able to crop these down. So I'm able to get all of these onto the 2-page spread. I think confidently, I feel good about it. So that's nice. Now from here, if this helps, so if you need to take 10 or so minutes to just, like I said, assess your pictures, that's what I recommend as far as approaching it. Then I can come in here and start adding a border. In previous layouts, if you've watched, you know, live demos or live chances where we create a page, sometimes I'll start with the borders and then add pictures to the frame. In this case, I really wanted to play with that. Let's see if I can, right, figure that out. Okay, so now let's talk about border placement for a moment. I want to consider, for me personally, I recommend 80 out of 100 times, like 80%, right? 80% of the times with my layouts, I take a main pattern and I plan on putting it in the border. Mm-hmm. Maybe 20% of the time, that may not apply, right? And so you'll just roll with it as it goes. But for the most part, I have seen that it works, and so I just kind of roll with that. Why I mention that is because when I start to try to figure out border placement, top, bottom, left, right, where I want that orientation for my borders, because you can see on this left side, I can go many directions. I can go in a cross design. I feel like it could be really cute from a side perspective now that I kind of have my photos in the frame that I want. I could even still adjust these photos. Like it could go something, see, that's a little tight. So I think I am going to tuck. But I could even come down. Oh, that's kind of cute. We could play around with something like that and then do something here. So we can have a little bit of fun creatively on that. Back to borders.
Sorry, Debbie was asking what is a cut file?
Yeah, I saw that. I told her to come back here. I'm going to talk about it here in a moment.
Okay, sorry about that.
This is the main pattern I want to use, and you can see it's one directional. And that's why I wanted to say, okay, now let's talk about, you know, border placements, but at the same time being mindful of your main pattern, right? So in other words, if I want this one to go down, I know a good top and bottom is always going to work for one directional, okay? If I want to get the one cut out of it. And then this one can go up. That makes it very easy. If I want to do an across design, well, first off, we want one side to match, so it would actually have to go this direction, like this. And I need to make sure I have enough paper, and I have to be willing to cut it twice. Not that big of a deal, but you do want to kind of make those little bit of choices. Either way is very much, you can be accomplished. So just, yeah, let's see. Now I got to just decide. Do I want to cross? Do I want to top and bottom? You guys let me know in the comments what you think. I'm just curious if you're have a preference. So here, let me put the photos back in there. I had them tucked here at the top here initially. Can you see this, Dave, or is it my screen that's bright?
Oh, it's a little bit.
It's a little blue in the background. The color backdrop is not.
It's okay. No, make a quick adjustment real quick since we'll be on here for a minute.
And the cream is on the other side, which could actually be really cute with these pictures, but I think it's going to make it worse. Does it make it worse? In a way, it kind of, I don't know.
Maybe I'll adjust that so you can.
More contrast or something.
More contrast.
Okay.
So you can see a little better.
Okay, let's do that. The white templates need a little bit more contrast in the imagery.
It's a little better.
What do you think, Deb? Should I do a cross or top bottom?
Well, someone suggested he likes top bottom.
A top bottom's always like a good classic design. We used to do, top, bottom. I'm putting these, by the way, that's really fun. I always like to just point this out because all of us are at different phases as far as our journey in playing to create. This is pointing the straight edges in the middle of the page.
Exactly.
But you can also do where the straight edge, still do a top bottom, right? But do it on the edge of the paper. So that's always something too. So for example, I could flip this and let the waves go up and the waves go down. But I'm turning that. I'm kind of trying to give them, I'm trying to think how you would explain that, Debbie. There's just something different about them tucking into that border.
I know.
I think it depends what memories you're scrapbooking, really. Maybe. Like maybe if it was like beach pictures or summer, I would be like, oh yeah, this coming up, and then that feel of that wave.
That feeling. Sometimes I do love that straight edge that I tuck in, and then I bring other templates in to put movement along the top as needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, before I go to the next phase of quickly putting my page together, hopefully you're, creating your own and the design phase, or maybe you're past the design phase. I'm definitely chatting a lot. Let's do a giveaway. This is going to be an easy one. Deb, you'll know the answer to this one. Deb's going to keep an eye on the comments. She'll throw it out there. So for today's event, we decided that usually we're like, oh, we have this set and you can win this set. But we're going to do where you get to just choose which designer template that you want in the shop. You get to decide what your price is going to be. So as long as it's in stock, you get to choose. So, all right, you guys ready? You ready for the question? Okay, so the question is, what year did we start Kiwi Lane? This is one we've asked many times. What year did we start Kiwi Lane? I shared it a little bit during the story portion where I was kind of telling, different stories and things like that. Okay, they just flooded all in. Hopefully you can catch up with that.
I'm going back. We do have a winner. The first comment I see is this one.
Yeah, that's scrapbook fool. What's?
I think that's Beth. I feel like that's Beth. Maybe not Beth. I don't know. Someone remind me. I'm trying to remember what that tagline is. 2009. Yeah. So it's been a while. Yay! She says OMG. That's always a fun way to start a day, right? Like that's a great way. All right, Debbie, tell them what they need to do.
Okay, you just need to choose a template, any template set that you want, and we will get
and
that.
Then email support. Email you.
Email support so that I can get that. Make sure that gets sent off to you. But you just need to email support and let us know which template set you would like.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let's continue. I'm going to continue designing my page for the
Okay.
most part. I'm going to pull in snippets. I think I am going to teach you guys a little bit more with this because I just been wanting to use these in a variety of ways. They are a little bigger size too, so let me see here. I actually want to use this one. And then my camera is larger. I don't think it's going to fit over here, so we're going to have to put it over here somewhere. Cute. Okay. Trying to decide. Let me see here. I'm going to flip this one more time because that's all a part of play and just see. Nope. Nope. I think we were right the first time. Good stuff. Okay. Now, I will say a lot of times we're tempted, or I know it's pretty norm to want to like put your pictures all, you know, kind of spread out on a page. Personally, when you pull them together and tuck them together, it creates a natural focal point. And so that's something I recommend. You can explore it, see where your personal preference and style lands. But I do recommend that often, instead of spreading out your photos or any elements, really kind of create a connection point somehow or some way, whether that's through layering or tucking. And what it does is it naturally creates a nice interest point, which then pulls you into the layout in a nice, pleasing way. And so it feels like, oh, you want me to focus here? Oh, you want me to focus here? So that flow starts to come together in that design phase. And you'll see that in a lot of our pages. So maybe that's something that hasn't stood out to you before, but when you are looking at different types of samples, whether from design team or others, you can kind of dissect that and see where maybe your personal preference lives. All right, we're gonna put this camera back because we're gonna make a camera today for National Scrapbook Day. We must do it.
I can't wait to see what it looks like.
I don't think you've seen the design teams yet because
No.
You took a peek at the PDF.
I did take a peek at the PDF.
That's right.
But when I did that, I was in an editing mindset. So I was looking for, words and things that are misplaced or something. I will look at it again.
Yeah, it's
Creative mindset.
Lots of different ways. Okay, I'm not going to use these tags and the open windows. I used it in my last layout using this maze kit. So actually, my layout's right here. I used the open arrow or open window, and I decided to cut the piece out and then layer it and then recenter it or reposition it. So that was kind of fun. I'm sure we'll talk about that in the PDF club members. And then here's the cut file. For those that were asking, we'll put that back in there. The cut file, you do need a cutting machine. I don't do them often. I will say this took some time. I'm very happy with how it turned out though. Can you guys see that? Yeah, okay. But how I would use cutting files, even in the Play to Create process, I have one cut out here, is I would pull it in just like any other embellishment. I don't think I'm going to use it on this layout. We'll use it during the PJ Playdate, guys. Again, I plan to use it for club members when we create again with this kit together in the month of May. But on this one, it's already full. I think it's full. We don't need too much more. But I am going to just see a few more options. Sometimes I just like to play for a few more options. So this space right here, I feel like I want a little bit more details. Then we can get into the tracing and cutting. So this is the Lacy Trims set. This is one of our featured sets for the month of May, but in general, we do have that 30% off going just today only. I think it's done today. We've been doing it for the last 2 days, and today's the last day. And I will just say, Lacy Trims is a pretty fun one, right, Deb?
Yes, it is.
It's a classic. It's actually named after my daughter, Lacey, which a few of our templates are named after different kids.
Just a few.
Just a few. I don't know, like Madison Avenue, Abbey Road, If you see those, oh gosh, Matthew.
Matthew Boulevard, someone was just asking about that this week.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That was another one.
My nephew
Clara.
is my youngest, and he's having a baby.
He is the summer. Lots of babies coming. I think I like the tags poking out here. I might keep that and then balance it. So here's another variation, another insight into what's guiding my little positioning. So we started with our photos, then we built kind of an anchor with the frame, and I chose my positioning based off of the main pattern in this case. And then I came in and I added a little bit more personality, pulling on the templates, playing around with which combination, which is kind of where I changed this up here. I thought, I think I want a little bit more openness instead of the blocky with the blocky. But I have a left top corner and a bottom right corner. So in this instance, I'm going for a cross balance. And that just kind of, that's like natural to me now, but I will say initially, those were some of the things that would just like guide my choices. So if you're looking for some things to help you guide your choices, to just take you through the creative process, when it comes to embellishment, placement, think along that lines. You could do a balance from left to right, or a balance from corner to corner is often something I go for. Debbie, do you have like a go-to option? I'm trying to think of your layouts.
Well,
yours is usually always balanced. It's always balanced.
I like symmetry a little bit. So I do look at any layout for balance, and sometimes I'll do, like you were saying, this way and that way, or even like a triangle.
Oh, the visual triangle.
Yeah, that visual triangle.
The three.
And it's not something that I even knew about when I started scrapbooking. It's just what my eye wanted to catch, and then I learned
it's
about it.
very pleasing to the eye. That's why we're attracted to it. So like, for example, I was trying to figure out where to place this, right? I can keep it tight as a cluster, which is go really cute here. Or I can bring it up here, and then it just created a visual triangle. And so that's, again, can kind of guide it. Ultimately, I think that's part of why you were saying, like, I didn't know at first. You just, because it's so visually pleasing, being able to see your progress of your page through the play to create process, like, naturally lets you test it out. And honestly, it is a very much this type of approach. Like, I was here, like here, and then I was like, oh wait, hold on, let me try here.
And that's perfect.
Yeah.
And you'll see that even when you start putting the papers in, you'll probably pull those colors around.
Yeah, so you can balance it with color choices too. Absolutely.
Right.
All right. So again, Debbie, myself, Shiloh, we're the co-owners. So I know a lot of you guys are probably familiar with us, but I thought I would just mention it again. And this is us being really, really tired and goofy. You know, those moments after like a long crop night or something. That's how the events were for us. It was like we were just so tired. So tired. After we would get done with like demoing all day or talking to, which we always loved. It was
Don't
not
forget
like
setup.
Yeah. But we would go back to our hotel and nobody talked to each other.
No. No one talked.
Yeah, we were like dead silent. We're like, don't talk. We just kind of nodded at each other. You're like, okay. But, all right. Then through my process, and again, it's just kind of a simple guiding way to guide you through the page. I'm about to go and cut it on my paper. I mentioned the main patterns. I plan to use this one was my initial thoughts. I personally, like I said, 80% of the time, I find myself just sticking that main pattern because it makes it kind of an easy process for me. I always appreciate the pages and how that balances the page for you, but it also keeps the more themey or the more main can often be sometimes busier. So I like it being anchored in the borders. So for me, I start with the borders. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to lay 9. I'm using Nature Walk. I don't think I mentioned that. This is the Nature Walk, and I did pull in 1 lacy trims, which is Nature Walk is another featured set for the month. So if you're looking for these, which they are 30% off right now, so if you don't have them, we're going to be creating with them all month long. They are you can find them either under the One Stop sets and the backdrops, or they're right in the feature set section, right, Deb, too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to pair those up. Now, this pattern is a darker background, so if you want to trace it on the back, the simplest way I can recommend this, and I only do this when I have a dark pattern. I don't tend to go the extra mile in my mind. It's just a little bit more energy than I need to put out.
Suzanne?
Yeah.
There's a question that I think a lot of people have.
Okay.
Do you take a picture of your design before you go to cutting your paper?
No, I do not, usually, because if I'm here, unless, I will say, if I'm standing up or going away or I'm afraid someone's going to knock it,
right,
then I will take a picture. Like if I'm in the middle of a layout and I'm about to leave my room, even though I have a scrapbook room at this season of my life, I didn't always have a scrapbook room. I'll get afraid that someone's going to knock it or something. With that said, it's a great thing to do, Robin. If it's something that you're worried that you're going to pick up a piece and forget where you placed it, take a picture. It's an easy solution for sure. Okay. So we're going to trace this border out. Let me show you this. So on the cut file, guys, it's just a digital cut file. If you have a Cricut, you can download the cut file through the link. We can stick it in the comment one more time. It's up the top of that doc, Debbie, if you want to grab it. You can download it, and then we will be sharing more about different approaches on how to, if you don't have a cutting machine, Gail did do it without a cutting machine. We'll share how she did that, but it's quite a process. You need to be dedicated. But if you want to use it, now that's, like I said, completely up to you. Okay, so I'm going to trace this on the back. I'm going to lay it on my front the way I want it. And then, of course, we're going to do a slide, flip, which is something that Linda shared, and it's kind of like a fun dance that you can do with your templates. It will keep the orientation right. Then at this point, I'm going to trace it on the back side where the blender is, not a busier pattern. And then I'm going to flip this template to just pair like a puzzle. And I'm going to bump that right back up, make a mark. I'm just going to make a mark. I don't have to draw the whole line in. I don't need to do that. Again, that's a little bit more effort. If you want to, you can, but I don't, like I said, you don't need to go through all that effort. And I'm going to do a straight cut here. We're going to put this to the side. And that's really like between cutting that straight cut on my border and the photos are pretty much the only time I use my straight cutter, and the rest I'm going to use a good pair of scissors. Now, I have converted more people to the Tim Holtz because they really are amazing scissors. So a good pair of scissors makes the difference. I was talking about that class I just did, Debbie, on Thursday.
Yeah.
And it is interesting when I see someone with like, I don't know, big, huge, bulky scissors, or
like Mindy used to use.
Or, well, Mindy's at least had a straight point. Like
I
I've seen
know.
some where, you could tell they're like $5 scissors. I'm trying not to knock it, but it makes a difference is all I'm saying.
It does make a difference.
So then I just do this. I just stick my scissors in front of them and I'm like, please give it a try. And then they do it and they're like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, you can feel it, right? You can feel it. Super easy though. All right. So borders are pretty simple though. I will say that that's true. But look how fun. I love that first cut. I just love it. I love how instantly it pulls it together. Okay. Well, it makes you start feeling like your page is starting to come alive, so to speak. So.
It does. And it gives you the color base when you start choosing. Now you're going to trace, cut, and replace.
Yes.
Now you have that main pattern with all the colors in it. And you go, what paper should I use?
Yes.
Well, let me see what will complement that. I
think
love this.
that's another value of like I said, I say it's like an 80% rule, but I really do think if you struggle with that, just trust me and choose the main pattern as your border for a little
Yeah,
season
let's
as
do
you
it.
get more comfortable with using patterns together. Trust me, you won't go wrong with it. So just go that direction. And then like Debbie was saying, interestingly enough, that main pattern has all the colors and it's going to help
Yeah.
guide those other choices too.
Yep.
Before we go to my next layers, let's do another giveaway. Should we do another giveaway?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so if you're just joining, I'm going to throw out a question. You put it in the comments and Debbie's going to answer or find the person that first comes up in our feed. Our feed comes from multiple different platforms into one. So just know that she is going to pick the winner. I am going to say that someone can't win twice. Let's just say that, okay?
Let's do it.
For National Scrapbook Day. Let's spread the love a little bit. Usually I'm not too technical on that. I'm like, fair game. But today we'll say that. Okay, so here's the question. I mentioned the names of the 3 co-founders here. I'm Susan. Debbie's on with me. Who's this lovely third lady right here? What is her name? Extra points if you spell her name right. What is her name? While you guys are doing that, I am going to be thinking about cutting out my photos.
Okay.
So this one,
I
I'm
do
thinking.
have.
You got it already? Perfect.
Oh, and the name is. Oh, and she spelled the name right. So
There you go.
okay.
There's multiple ways to spell her name, right? I feel like there is. I've seen it.
Well,
multiple.
I gave her name, so
Right.
her name is spelled the way I spelled it, which is Shiloh, Shiloh, and that's at Brenda35216. Congratulations!
Yay, Brenda! Congrats! Yay!
You need to email support@kiwilane.com and just let me know which template set you want me to send you.
You get to choose. It's fair game.
get to
Whatever
choose.
you want. Whatever set you want. All right. So I'm going to keep that one a 5x7, but these other ones I mentioned, I'm going to trim down. So here's how I'm going to go about doing that now. Personally, I'm looking at these other ones. I like to kind of start, just because this is naturally an 8.5x11, it already becomes that main photo, right? This is something else we talked about in the Kiwi Club. We constantly repeat it to kind of, drill it in. And having even a sense of main patterns, supporting patterns, and even detail, we talk about main pattern, supporting patterns in our paper, but even in our photos, you will find that there's a main photo, a supporting photo, and a detail photos. And so a lot of that is already coming to light naturally, just because of these type of memories I'm scrapbooking. But I do like that this is the main and then the supporting, the overall what we were doing. And then all of these really are the behind the scenes, AKA details, right, of the memories that we're capturing. So if that helps you in your own paper picking, great. If you want a little bit more practice in it, that's what the Kiwi Club is about, is we're going to practice more of that and more of that, so it becomes kind of a natural thing that helps guide your design decisions and your layout. All of these things we're talking about are guidances that we talk about often and regularly inside of the Kiwi Club. Now, so with that said, I'm trying to think which one over here, which one's over here. I think this one, Emily. This is Emily, my sister. She's in the comments. I saw her name pop up. I love it. She's so photogenic. Here, we'll put her on the spotlight. Emily, my younger sister. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the youngest. She's not my younger sister.
You are the baby.
She acts like the younger sister. Oh boy. I think I'm going to put that one over here and then these ones over here. I think so. That's what I'll do. Okay. So I'm going to take this photo pencil here. You could take a white pen.
Did I just hear you getting in trouble with your sister?
I did. I just got in trouble with my sister. It's good stuff.
Love you, Emily.
No. Actually, I need a white pen for these. So for me, when I'm cropping it down, I do use the photo templates. Now again, I'm using the photo mats here because I wanted a 4.5 by 4.5 to trim down a 5 by 7. So we definitely have the photos, mini photos, and photo mats. I wish I could demo them all right now because they're so amazing. But we do have videos over on our web pages for those. If you want to check them out, just click on those pages. Okay, so then I'm going to pull out this straight cutter again. I'm going to line it up where my mark is and then trim it down. This just helps takes a little bit of the guessing game off. I remember, Deb, do you remember scrapbooking and the concept of a little off the top, a little off the bottom?
Oh, yes.
And then before you know it, you're like, and there goes their head.
Yes. No, when we created the photo templates, it was amazing and very eye-opening as we demoed with them at the different shows we went to.
Yeah. Remember initially we didn't even release
We didn't.
Yeah.
But
we didn't release the photos because we
then
thought
people
go ahead.
then they found such value in them that we created the 3-set bundle, which everyone bought.
Yeah. Oh no, I got a little cough in my throat.
We've got a nice message here. Looking at your layout, I'm seeing my husband and mine 50th anniversary pictures, that black and white, but it would be so good with this layout. Thanks for the inspiration.
I love that it's
50th wedding anniversary.
Inspiring you. And so for again, these came like out of a frame. When I take things out of a frame, then I, tend to scrapbook those on my pages, which is usually where some of those larger pictures come into play. Now, granted, it's fun to also scrapbook larger pictures, but just intentionally. But these did come out of a frame, so that's why they were printed larger initially. But we're going to crop them down here a little bit to fit into the 12 by 12 pages. Also, this month, inside of our events, we are going to just do a layout share featuring layouts using larger pictures like 8.5s by 11s and even some 12 by 12s on pages, which is really fun. So that's going to be a layout share this month. Yep.
As you were marking those photos, we've got a question. What do you use on the photos to mark?
So in this case, because it was black and white, I used a white pen. So I just used a white pen to mark it because that's where I'm just going to cut it off. Mm-hmm. So it's just a basic white pen because it shows up nicely in those. I did try to use this photo pencil. This is a photo pencil. I've used it to trace shapes out of photos on some of our other templates. And here, let me see if I can get that a little, is it blurry? That's kind of what pencil type it is. I want to say, I'm going to have to look and see where this pencil is. It's a General Scriball. And it works on all surface pencil. So writes on glass, metal, plastic, wood, and photos. Okay. But because they were black and white, I noticed that I couldn't see it. So, but if it's just like a regular color picture, typically that works just fine. And sometimes even just your pencil works too, depending on what picture you're cropping down. Okay, I'm gonna also take a little bit off this edge, even though I'm tucking it. I don't want it to tuck out from my border, so I'm just gonna take a little bit off there too. Okay. All right, border, pictures, framed. So you were talking about, I can't remember who asked that question about taking a picture of your layout, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the process is design, trace, cut, ink, replace. And so a lot of times I'll just place them back down. You may want to take a picture and don't want to pay attention to where to place them back because you just put them all down and then we'll go back and ink them and things like that. I do tend to try to cut all my pieces sometimes. Well, Sometimes I cut all my pieces, then I ink them all. Sometimes I cut and then ink and then cut and then ink. It just depends what happened that day. I don't know. I can't explain why. Some days I do it and some days I don't. Just whatever happens. Because I don't even find myself thinking about it anymore. My body just kind of gets lost in it now. So, all right. So replacing it like this, right, you'll see really helps keep it together. But like I said, it's not a bad idea to take a picture too if you're feeling like it. See how I need to move this over because I need to make sure I don't want my face covered in this little cluster here. And I feel like these can use a little bit of white backing, but we'll get to that. All right, let's see here. And so like, again, I might have to adjust that.
Susan, here's a question for you.
Okay.
Is there a rule for tuck versus not the photo, or is that personal preference?
So I talked about this a little bit ago. I was saying like you could pull these out, but for me, I definitely think there's something about letting things connect. You don't have to let them connect. It is a personal preference. But that's what was going through my mind. I've noticed that in a flow of a page, instead of separating it all out, right, like that, by bringing them in and letting them have a touch point together, whether that's tucking or layering, kind of what I was sharing before, it really helps draw the eye in and creates a focal point, but it also creates a little bit more white space. And so instead of filling the whole page by spreading everything out, by being willing to test and play and explore your photos where they're more, in this case, right? I did that for that reason, so that I can even have more of this space open. So it doesn't always happen that way. You can do what I call a fill the frame photo placement. This is just one of the go-to photo placement options where it's like kind of like tucked and grouped. So for example, just really quickly, it didn't work because I have this as a 5x7. Let's say this was a 4x6 or it was this way. This would be a great photo placement option too because it's kind of filling the frame. But because of the orientation of my pictures, I was guided towards this approach. Like so.
Emily said that she loves that you are talking about what you are thinking while designing your page.
Yeah.
Multitasking.
No, it's good to always talk about the design approaches. It's one thing to, do a layout and having that beautiful layout and hoping that inspires each of you. But here at Kiwi Lane, we're really wanting to make sure that the method, but also the support in helping us. We became better designers through playing to create. I became a better designer. My layouts felt more enhanced, and so we're just kind of sharing those lessons throughout the year. So I know, Debbie, you probably feel the same way.
I do actually. Yeah. But it was a process of learning on our own as we were learning to scrapbook and just excited to do it. And we picked up those things that worked for us and started sharing them with others. It's been a blessing in our lives.
Yeah. And it's like the method started to guide us, having that support, having some type of system. And I think that's what's lovely about using the templates as the tool, but the method of the Play to Create system is what's helping guide the choices. And so over the years, we've really educated, so to speak, studied the creative process. And naturally, we didn't know it at the time, but naturally the method supports the creative rhythm. And yep. So that was ironic that it happened to be that case. So
is it weird that I, as a longtime Kiwi Lane person,
okay,
still, when I'm creating a page, designing a layout, I'm still awed by what a great method it is. and so enjoy the process, which takes pressure off of me. I
I know.
couldn't do it before. I just got into my head so much and I couldn't do it. I couldn't see it. I had to. I remember Shiloh's sketch,
Yeah, she would
thing
spend
before
hours on a sketch
she would
just
sketch it, before
for,
she would
when
scrapbook
we
it.
say hours, hours before, because she was so afraid to cut into her paper. She was
She
like, I can't
was.
cut into this paper until I have some sense of a sketch.
And then I am so visual.
She is
I
very
would
visual.
start creating a layout, and I did. Have you ever gotten halfway done in a layout and you just stop? You don't
Yeah.
like it, you just give up on it? And Susan was always the one that could see it in her head. I need that physicalness. But yeah, this
I could
creative,
see it in my head, but I didn't feel the creative spark. So like
right,
I would see things in my head, but I couldn't transform them from my head into action.
right.
And so for me, having like when I saw something that I liked and then being like, oh, I have a tool that will do that. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Now that's really what's changed it for me. I am a little bit more visual. Actually, it makes me think of the time in Arizona. I don't know if you like me sharing this part about you, but she was like, ah.
Oh no, you can share anything you
Yeah.
want.
Let me share my little tip really fast, and then I'll share that story.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, when I was trimming this one out, if in the club kit, so again, if you want to give Kiwi Club a try and you want this kit, you can join this month and you can cancel next month, but we hope that you stick around. But we'll put that in the chat again. If you sign up this month, like I said, it's month to month, you will get this kit as your first kit. So club members, yours are already starting to ship. Well, it's Saturday, but they are starting to ship, okay? So Monday you should see them start to move, but more and more. But so I'm excited for you to get it. I did extend this tag a little bit. I noticed I had to extend it. So I just extend it, and that's the beauty of tangible play naturally. But I also noticed in this one, I want this butterfly to come up. So I'm going to actually kind of, we need a different terminology than fussy cutting. It's just fine tuning cutting there, because I wouldn't call that fussy cutting, but I just kind of let that poke up over.
Cute.
I do want to ink this. I'm going to do it, guys. Sorry. I was going to keep inking to the end so that you guys don't have to see it, but I just need the satisfaction for myself at this point. Because just a little bit of, look how finished that look now feels. It feels so nice and finished. I think as far as the heart, I might do it for this specific sentiment. I think I'm going to pop it behind instead of on top.
That's cute.
Yeah, that would be fun. Okay, so the story of Debbie and me. It just shows how not visual she is, because she was like, stop. She was so annoyed. She was like, oh my gosh, stop, Susan. So when we kind of initially came up with, well, it wasn't like that day we came up with the Play to Create system. It definitely was born from this moment. Debbie came out. I was living in Arizona at the time. She was like, hey, why don't I come out and visit and we scrapbook? Which, who would say no to that, right? Like, I wouldn't. I'm like, yes. And let me give a little bit more context. I had just moved, and you guys, anyone that's moved, you know, it's like a 2-year process, it feels like. You pack things up, especially your scrapbook, so you don't get to scrapbook for a while, and then it's like unpacking. Sometimes your scrapbook room's like the last thing you unpack. And Debbie
Please
just
mention that you had twins.
Well, yeah, I had 4 kids at this point. So it was that too, right? Young mom, and then Debbie just moved too. You had just moved as well.
Okay.
But she was like, I'm gonna come visit you guys. And I was like, okay. So we I might tuck this photo and then pull this one forward. So that's also just a little tuck, maybe pull forward. Like, play with both options. And then layer this over the top. Okay, so she came and visited, and David was very accommodating. He said, listen, I'll take the kids. I think he was like, I'll go take them to the pool, McDonald's,
Yeah.
the park. I'll get them out of your hair for like 4 or 5 hours. And I'm like, okay, I should be able to get something done in 4 to 5 hours, right? I know. It was very frustrating. So I gotta keep scrapbooking as I go here, though, guys. I know. I'm just gonna go classic red. I like the pop of that. I think it's gonna be natural, and it's really gonna make that stand out. I'm gonna go that. So with that said, he leaves, and remind you, we were a little bit rusty, right? But we pull our stuff out. I don't even know. 20, 30 minutes.
We sit at your dining table. I can see.
Yeah, we sit at your dining table. And 20 or 30 minutes went by, and always detach. And I looked over, and she had no progress. I had no progress. And so this is what I meant about the inspiration, because my mind was like spinning, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go find some inspiration. So I decided to leave Debbie.
You left and went into wherever your computer was.
The computer room.
I stayed at the dining table.
Yep. And I remember thinking, how rude, I'm leaving her. But I'm like, I need something. My time is just wasting here. Like, I need something to spark something. And so I did. I left to go to the office room, and I left her there. And then before I know it, I looked up, and it was like an hour went by. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, what the heck? But in that, I was also looking at layouts, and I remember looking at them, and I was like, everything was one picture, one page. Although they're beautiful layouts, I was like, that's not what I was looking for. We weren't trying to accomplish one pagers with one picture. And they were excessively heavy with embellishments. And I remember thinking, I don't have that, and I can't afford that. Something that I use once, and it cost me like $7, and I put it on the page, and it cost me, you know what I mean? And that's it. It's used one time. Oh, that's it. So anyways, here's the part I was going to talk about, Debbie, because then I come back, because I'm like in this like little bit of a down mode. I was like, oh my gosh, like maybe I need to give up scrapbooking. Like I can't afford this. I'm no good at it. I can't even complete a page in 4 hours. Like what am I doing here, right? And I had all of these things spinning in my mind, and then I was like, but I really enjoy scrapbooking. And so then I come back, and I like had this moment where I was like, okay, focus. And I go to Debbie, and I'm like, look over her shoulder, and she's like, not really anything done on her page too. And I don't know, I did something like, well, what if you did this? And I did a whole lot of what ifs really, really fast. I was like, what if you did something like this? And she got, that's what she did to me. She's very Debbie-like. I was kind of proud of her, because she usually doesn't do things like that, but she was like, like I was overwhelming her. She was like, stop. So then she just zoned in, and she started to play, and then I started playing, and then it just kind of was like, what if we like actually created shapes and things that helped us get out of our head, and you know, helped us to create pages.
I feel like it was a layout of Sarah's
engagement pictures.
Pictures.
Yeah.
And we wanted like a large bracket or something.
That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
And so we did that.
Yes.
I started loving scrapbooking more from that moment on.
I did too. I know.
It was so fun going through that and creating. And then we each created so many different things. And it was fun.
We started doing our pages on Etsy, and then people started saying, oh, like, how are you doing this? You know, and it was like, oh, we should start a business out of this, you know.
Good.
So we also needed the money, like
we
at
did.
the time. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it was very much like we should start a business, but also like, hey, we need to figure something out here. We need something here. So
we do. So Kiwi was an Etsy business success.
Oh, Caleb, I can't play out here. No, you gotta go. He wants to come scrapbook, guys. Yeah, for like, I'm trying to remember when, oh gosh, the dates get all blurry, guys. I don't even know. When we were Etsy for a few years, for sure. Did I lose you, Deb?
We were Etsy for a few years. Someone says they love the memories. So let me give you another one. Hang on real
Uh-oh.
quick.
Let's do a giveaway
Keep
really fast.
scrapbooking, Susan.
Let's do a giveaway though really fast. And then we'll share
Okay.
more stories as I finish this page. Okay, I have a question. It's kind of an easy one. We'll see. We'll see. A lot of these are pretty easy. It's more just get ready, guys. Get ready to type in the comments. Y'all ready? Stop your scrapbooking. Get ready. What is the name? Who is this in the picture? I mentioned her in the picture here. She's my sister. She can't do it herself. I'm sorry, you're excluded. I should have made that more easier.
Okay, wait, I gotta get back to the names. Trish. Okay, hold on. Here is the first one. Trisha. Emily is her sister. Congratulations on being our winner. You get your choice of any template set you want. And you just have to email support@kiwilane.com and we'll make sure and get that sent off to you. Congratulations.
Yay! Happy National Scrapbook Day. Love it. We'll have more, guys. Stick around. We're going to do more. So what's the story that came to your mind?
Okay, I was writing her name down so I don't forget it.
Yeah.
What was the story that came to mind?
I don't know. I should have asked you that.
Keep scrapbooking here. I was thinking about probably more than one thing, but I was thinking about when we all got together at my place in Boise.
Oh, uh-huh.
And so we decided we were going to start a business because Shiloh, Susan, and I each had an Etsy shop.
Right.
And we were selling like pre-made layouts using our style that we had designed. And so I thought we should all gather together, bring what you've made. And so I remember that day we sat on the floor and where I was living, and we just put all of our different creations down and sorted through them and decided what to start with.
Yeah, what sets to start with. And brackets was one of the first sets that we started
with.
And so was like Madison Avenue, Clara Lane.
And we decided to use names like that. Tell them how we decided to do that.
Well, we knew we wanted Lane as our name. Something else that we always get asked about is how did we why did we call our company Kiwi Lane? Maybe in hindsight we would have done it different, but now looking, it just is what it is. But no, we just knew we wanted the lane, and because of the borders, they create this kind of wave, lane path. They create this kind of path across your page to guide your eyes. So it's kind of like a path. And anyways, and so when
I think we were also thinking our way is a new way, a new direction for scrapbooking.
Right.
And that goes also along with the lane or the direction or the way. So.
And then the kids' names, I think they just came in because honestly thinking of template names was really hard. And so we were like, we've already done this many times with our own kids. Let's just use their names again. So it was like, we don't have to think too hard. Now, granted, we don't have that many kids for all the template names, but if
you get grandkids and great grandkids in, I might give you a run for your money at this point in my life.
This is true, I know. And then, of course, we wanted to make sure sometimes that it made sense for the most part of what the designs were. But yeah. And then to end that story, well, I want to hear where you were going with yours. I was going to go to the Kiwi part of the name, but go to your part.
No, you do the Kiwi part, because talking about names, when you're naming children, this was like naming a child. It was just really hard. We knew we had Lane, but you can't just call a company Lane, although I think there might be one.
Right.
But we spent, I think, 3 days coming up with Kiwi Lane, and we finally were gathered at my daughter Amber's house in Boise. We were having Damien was cooking his famous spaghetti for everyone, and we were just still.
The
This
kids
was
were
like
just running
day
around
3.
playing. Yep.
Yeah, and so we put everything we could think of in front of Lane, but then after so long, I
Well,
think
we
there
like
was
spent 3 days. We went to the
yeah,
scrapbooking store. We walked around the
yeah,
store just saying names. We started looking at other brands at
yeah,
the store. I mean, we were in the planning gathering phase for quite a bit of time on that
we
name. We are
were.
like, oh my gosh. Um, because like we were looking at, oh gosh, like um, Basic Gray, or like, I'm trying to think of other brands that we were like, okay,
Rusty
so
Pickle. Do you remember
yeah, it
Rusty
was like
Pickle?
random names. And we're thinking, okay, so what
Yeah.
do we want to name this? And so, yeah.
Mhm. Yep. And we finally started naming what we saw. There was a bowl of fruit on the counter with some kiwis in it. And
Very
we said,
creative, guys. Very creative.
and we said Kiwi Lane, and that was it. It's like getting the name of your child correct when you're trying to name
Well,
them.
just kind of like flowed, and we were like, okay, it feels fresh, it feels
It
new, it
does.
feels exciting, kind of like the new thing that you were talking about. But,
Yeah.
um, and then I think the kids ran in, and I remember we asked them, and they just said, Kiwi, 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 Kiwi. And they were like, and I was like, okay, it sticks. Let's go with it.
Yes. And so
Mostly
now
because we had already banged our heads for like 3 or 4 days,
for
and I
3
think we
days.
were just like, that works, because we couldn't finish the business papers work. We had to have a
We had
name
to have a name. Yeah.
before we could do the next step. So we had to figure that out. But
And it works. It
yeah,
works for sure.
Kiwify it now.
Yeah,
Really
we
have.
we probably use Kiwi as a noun though.
We have employees that took it and made an acronym out of it. Like, we don't use this often, but it's cute. Killing it with inspiration.
We had a lot of taglines at the
Yeah.
beginning. It worked. It's a fun memory.
So a lot of work behind these pictures, though. Lots of memories for sure. I was kind of playing with this camera, but I will say these little cutouts are there to add layers. You can effortlessly, you can add details effortlessly. You can layer this up in so many fun ways. Naturally, with, of course, looking at the Digital Dip book, you're going to see so many fun options. You could, so I did the inside of the circle for that layer. I did the outside of the circle for the white. I just wanted it to pop a little bit more. I actually loved how Deborah Johnson, she did the orange with this, so I kind of did that. You could then just take a white pen and doodle those on, or you can take, again, another paper. Let's see here, what do I got? Some colors. Let's do yellow. A little pop of yellow there. And throw those on. So in other words, I could just take a scrap or something if I want another pop of color. Easy enough to pull it from your stash. So I might do that with these two little details there. So it's fun to kind of play around with different patterns when you get to little layering pieces like this, which we have a few in our designer template sets that can be simple. Like I said, you could just simply do some doodling with a white pen, or you can pull these in and can add pop-up. But it could be fun too. I don't know, maybe the next time I make a polka dot camera or a stripe camera, so you can really have fun with those in various ways. And then I'll add a little ink. And, oh, this one
Deborah
goes.
Johnson commented,
Yes.
I think I told you my before kids career was an international clothing fashion buyer
She
designer.
did. Uh-huh.
To accurately communicate between all the moving parts, I named each piece by baby names.
Oh. It's a good way to keep it in track, right? Like to keep it sorted out. I did know that she had that. Yes. It's a whole nother ball game for sure. Okay, I'm doing a little pop-up here. I like to kind of group things as I go. I could do this at the end. Personally, over the years, I just learned that I personally like to, when I do little details like this, if I've already started to decorate it up, I gotta get a pen to poke my thing, but I like to just quickly put them back together. This actually helps with them not getting lost and or keeping it as one piece. So I'm going to just do that really fast. So I'm going to take this piece, add a little glue. Now, if you're worried about placement, you can place the template back down, then stick it through like so. Okay? Or you could just eye it. Either one works, but if that helps some of you guys kind of, again, it's not that it's less overthinking, it's just more guiding your choices. And I think that's what's love about having a method that supports you the moment you sit down to scrapbook. And then also inside of that method that naturally supports a lot of the design principles and other things that we talk about. And that's more about guiding those choices. So you're going to see that a lot in an upcoming guidebook. That's why we decided to call it a guidebook instead of an idea book, is so that it can reinforce how decisions are made one step at a time through the creative process, and that they are naturally usually guided from one to the other. And I'll talk more about that as we go along. Okay, one little last detail, our camera. It's kind of like a main focal point, so I want to layer it up. I'm wanting to, I think I'm going to pull that heart and do the same color here, and that's going to pull it over. And then I need to find something to pull the orange over here. So that's good. That's what I mean by guiding. We'll go from one piece to the next. So let me cut that little heart out. And dots. So I wish I knew what show that was. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. They all mix together. They all blur together in my mind.
I know. We had some fun times though. I mean, this looks, I don't know from outside what people see, but the reality of it is we spent those early years getting on a plane, flying somewhere, getting off the plane, going straight to the venue, setting up, which took a minute.
We were there pretty late sometimes, yeah, because we got off the plane really late.
We did, and we just went straight there before we ran out of time, before the next morning. And then we found a Denny's. Most cities had a Denny's, and we were starving by then, and Denny's was still open. So we'd find a Denny's, and then we'd go to the hotel room, crash, get up really early. We'd do the 2 or 3 days straight of talking.
Yep.
Remember the bell that I used to ring?
Yep. Some people might remember the bell too.
Oh, yeah.
I had a few people mention it in the class. I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Susan and Shiloh were usually doing the demo, and I was taking care of the sales or the people that wanted things, and the cash register and everything. So, and we had back in those days when when the number of items was less than it is now that are available.
Number of items were not.
We had what we called a complete. If someone wanted to buy everything that we had, we would. People started asking for that, and so we pre-packed, completes.
Right.
We call them. And when someone bought a complete, we rang a cowbell at the register, and everyone started
literally.
It was fun. Everyone had fun doing that, and then they'd go to their table and create their first page, and they'd come back to the booth and share it with us. We took a lot of pictures with that. But those early days, I was just really working hard to get a business started. We just really wanted to share it with people. And the most beautiful things happen when someone watches a demo and you literally see a light bulb going off in there.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, I get it. And once you get it, Kiwi is just yours.
And sometimes, we'd get the ones that'd be like, no, I'm not cutting that. But then it was funny because then it's like sometimes we'd also get where people would say that and then they come back like the next year and they'd be like, okay, so I've changed my mind. And I'm like, okay, we're here for it, wherever you want to start. And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was fun to see people come back. You get to know them, recognize them as they came back. We had a lot of friends that we made during that time.
A lot of friends since too, for sure.
Absolutely. It's the same way now.
Yeah.
Still love it when people can see what Kiwi can
Can
do,
offer them, yeah,
create
in their
the
scrapbooks.
joy in scrapbooking and keeping their memories.
Yeah. And just having something, like I said, so supporting you kind of when you sit down. I never want to go back to staring at an empty page.
Me either.
Like, never want to go back to that feeling. Now, listen, there's some times where it takes me a little slower to get going because naturally, I don't know, depending on the day or the week. But even when I find myself in that loop, I remind myself, Susan, you know what next comes. Like, you just need to play, and I'm like, okay. But I definitely don't have the same feelings of what it felt like.
Right. No
Like that
idea.
one time we were scrapbooking and all I could think was, oh my gosh, my kids are gone. My husband took, I'd never get this. And here I am. I'm going to have nothing to scrapbook. And it's easy in our minds. And I definitely think there's value in having a moment to like, you were in town and we got to hang out. And there's like moments where we all feel like, oh, we get to be with our friends and connect. And the connection is real. But I've always said, well, if I can have both, then I want both.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to do this, right? Hang out, but also be able to still find myself making progress on a page. So if you can have both, then let's do both. So.
Oh, Shelley said, I think I was one of those people that were coming. Also, we have what kind of, remember the Kiwi pencils we had?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think somewhere in my stash I have a package of those.
We would
But
get
they
those
were
out.
fun.
Yeah.
Let's see, another comment. I remember when Kiwi Lane attended a CKC event at the Gateway Center in Collinsville, Illinois, near St. Louis, Missouri. I don't remember what year it was. How fun.
We don't remember years either, so we're with you on that.
And I did meet you when you came to Sacramento many years ago, and I did buy some. We loved everyone who came.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm good. Maybe I'll add some ribbon or something. But that's finishing touches, so I'll come
That
back
camera is adorable. Hold it. Oh, look at that.
Simple, easy. Like I said, I think the fun thing is you can really have fun with how you layer those too. So try different combos, but there's something fun about that. All right, now we get to come to the other side and we get to pull some of the blue, the teal, the orange, and I'm just gonna kind of let that flow. I've shared this in a previous event too, where it's like, I find myself, again, 80% of the time, I find my mind goes to like this ping pong effect. It's like ping over here, ping back over here. The other 20%, sometimes I just get obsessed on one little section and then I do that section and then I slide to the left. So it just depends. It just depends on your preference. But in this case, what I want to do is I want to build some of these adorable tags out. I think we're definitely going to have to pull in some ribbon. And I don't know if I want to do a big element the same as orange. If I did something that's a little bit prominent in one color here, I may do an accent over here, but not be like orange, all the time. So in this case, these two colors, the teal and the yellow, and the cranberry, and this color, this pattern, those were kind of little accents, right? They weren't the base of the design specifically because the camera's a good size, and so it does attract a lot of that attention. But so I'm going to come over here and let's do one yellow tag, one teal tag. Again, helps make that a little bit simpler in some of those guiding choices. Then maybe we'll do the flower or the butter, I don't know, in orange. I don't have to get that far. I don't have to think that far ahead yet. Okay, so let's line this up. Now, again, I'm not going to use the cutouts in this tag. Not for this specific layout, but it is a fun option that creates versatility for whenever you're creating with some of those cutouts. So you could do photo on top, you can do a window, tuck it in, you can do journaling. It just makes your mind say, what do I want to do here? And that's why we create them with sometimes those little details, because it just makes you stop and say, how can I use that? And there may be times that you don't use it, you just use the outside shape of it. But they do spark creative questions, which lead to kind of pulling you into the creative process. And a lot of the creative process usually starts with a question. Even a question of, what is that for? Can be a surprisingly something that can make you think creatively. So, love that. All right, we ready for another giveaway?
Absolutely.
Let's throw them out there. All right, you guys ready? Got your hands on the chats?
What question shall we do this time?
Okay, you ready? What is, oh, and I didn't need to cut all of that now that I'm looking at that. I'm tucking it in quite a bit. So I might even just go ahead and trim this off. I don't know, because I might use it somewhere else. And so we're going to leave that there. Okay, what is the name of this border set? What is the name of the template set of this border? I mentioned it at the beginning, early on when I mentioned what sets I'm using. What is the name of that border set? Or what set does the border come from?
Okay, let's see the answers. Okay, the first one I see is Marilyn Beasley.
Marilyn! Yay!
Nature Walk is correct.
Nature Walk. It's one of our one-stop sets, and they are super beneficial if someone's like, where do I start? And you're asking that, and you're looking at the 30% off that we have right now going on for National Scrapbook Day. I'm going to throw in the one-stop sets. There's 3 different ones to choose from, but we designed them for that purpose. I hate to call them getting started sets because they're not that, but they are. Meaning they're a great place to start, but I way overuse Nature Walk, I think, at this point. It's one of my favorites. I love it.
So Marilyn, you can choose any template set that you want as your prize. You would just email support@kiwilane.com, and I'll make sure we get that sent off to you. So email me, support@kiwilane.com, and tell me your choice.
Awesome. Congrats, congrats. I'm going to throw a few more in, guys, before our time ends today. So no worries. We have a few more opportunities to win. For sure. Okay, so cutting tip. I always like to throw it out there. I mentioned the good pair of scissors, but staying on the back ends. Being mindful of this. Even if you've been doing Kiwi for a while, just pay attention to your cut and see if you're doing this. Staying to the back end of your scissors, doing quick shortcuts, not chopping your scissors. And the value of that is that it allows your other non-cutting hand to guide it through, because you're using the back ends of your scissors. It allows you to do this a lot more and then continue those cuts. So see how I'm kind of doing that? I'll show it again when I do the flower cutout, because those are kind of easy. These little lovely tags are quite easy to accomplish. And honestly, yes, we have a cutting file, and yes, I did mention it for Paige Evans, and I really did have a lot of fun. We'll throw that in there again. This is a free cutting file if you have a cutting machine. If not Hangout Club members, we're going to have an event during the month that you could choose to do it without a cutting machine. But for the most part, it's very delicate in detail, and I would never cut that out. But it was really fun. We can throw that back in the chat. Again, it's just a little free gift in honor of the spirit of scrapbookers and sharing that. And so we're excited to collaborate with Paige Evans on that. And it was a beautiful combination with this kit. It really does resemble a lot of what scrapbooking is and memories, how they bloom, but also your creativity blooms. There's a lot of blooming that happens, in other words. But what I was going to say is that honestly, in moments like this, we get the question all the time, so I'm not even shy about it anymore. Like, why don't you just cut that? And I'll tell you, in this case, no. Because I never got up from my seat. I didn't have to go program something. I've used machines before. I had Crickets and all those things when they first were released. Debbie, remember that story?
Oh, can I tell?
Yeah, tell it. You go tell it.
You guys, you'd be so
Anyways,
proud.
yeah, I've done machines. And literally, you guys saw me do it. I didn't have to get up, but I did do it. We went through all the phases, Debbie. We're scrapbookers. We've been through the phases.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
But Susan won.
I did win.
She
we went to a conference. Yeah.
Go tell it, Susan. You do.
No, you tell it. It is. I have a picture of this
back.
moment.
She's like, I'm going to win that. So we go back, and she made this costume thing that she wore the next day and went over there. And
I had like a picket fence or a picket sign, remember?
yes, you did.
Oh, what did the sign say?
Oh my gosh.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for a cricket or something like that.
Something
or I
like
picket
that.
for a cricket. I think it was a picket for a cricket. And I just stood in front of their booth and I was like determined to win this cricket.
And she won.
I did.
Did some crazy things. Do you remember the time that
that was like 2006, I think. 2006. Again, before Kiwi.
Yes.
And I remember I was like, okay, now I gotta learn how to use this. And then I would put my kiddos down to sleep. And then I was like, it's too loud. Like, I was like, the machine, they've gotten better over the years. But that time I remember thinking, I'm just gonna wake up my kids. But so I went through it. I did use it. I loved it for titles and other things. I still love it for titles. But it took forever. Anyways, again, I didn't know any better. We didn't know any better until years later when it kind of forced us to be like, okay, we got to figure this out because we can't sit here and spend 4 hours on a page.
I know. I spent more. If you took a long time for pages in the past, I was that person too.
I think I might put my journaling there. I have this little journaling card. I need to slim it up though. I'm going to slim that up really quickly. Oh, I think that's going to be a fun decorative. We decorated the camera, and now I'm just playing around with a little bit of decoration on these tags. You can leave the tags plain, but I will say, for whatever it's worth, adding a little details on tags. Oh, Debbie, that makes me think of another story. Scrap-a-tag. Remember that phase? I was going to say, don't leave a tag empty. And then literally, we did not have this plan to tell all these things, but they're just popping up left and right.
Yes, we tried to start other things. And one of the first earlier things, like, see, we had gone to Shiloh it was in Idaho. And didn't we have the baby girls?
The twins.
The twins at the time. Anyway, we just wanted to get together, and we started thinking about tags, and we were talking about doing scrap-a-tag, but we made the cutest tags.
Oh my goodness. It was so much work.
Yeah. Still good memories.
So we would literally treat a tag like it was a mini little scrapbooking page. That's why I called it Scrap-a-Tag, because it was like decorative tags, right? So I bring some of that back with me sometimes when I'm looking at tags, and I'm like, how can I dress this up, which is like where I'm looking at my scraps. I'm going to do something like that. Then I'm going to add a little pattern. Again, I'm pulling this pattern over from the left to the right.
Right.
I'm going to have to punch a hole again. I'm trying to decide if I like that. Let's punch a hole and I'll see if I like it. Oh, it's kind of fun. A little ink will give it a finishing touch, like that. Okay. Again, a little bit of ribbon is going to really help too. A little detail there. At least I can put a little journaling there. Maybe I'll tuck it up a little. Now what should I put on the yellow one though? I feel like I need something on that yellow one.
Yep.
Let me think. We got a little pop up here. We can do, oh, what happened to my little strips? I did cut into them already. I have doubt I used them all, but maybe I did. Okay. I could do the date. I would have to know the date though. So it might be a range at this point because I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
It might have to be like 2010 through 2012, somewhere in there.
Right.
I don't know what show it was. I don't know what show it was.
Those are all cute tags. I mean, those title cards.
These little accent pieces that are quite easy to pop up. Maybe I'll do Love This Life. Maybe we'll put the flower over here.
There you go.
I like that. Okay. I do need some white for these, and I was trying to find white cardstock, believe it or not. I have cream. I don't know, does cream work?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I want to pop this one a little bit really quickly. And I'm just going to do a quick little, this is already 4.5 by 4.5 because I used that. So I'm just going to line it up good old fashioned way here. And I'll tell you why I'm doing this all of a sudden with this one instead of like cropping and matting all my pictures at once. Because I felt like this picture was getting lost in that cluster, and I want to see that cluster come together to help guide some of my other choices. So whether that makes sense or not, that was what was going through my head.
It does help to pop pictures.
Yeah, so see how that was blending to this one, and I just wanted to make sure before I went and cut those out.
I will do that sometimes, just pop one out of like a line of 3 pictures.
Yeah, and I'll probably do that with this one too, over here. Okay, so color choices here. I have yellow, yellow. I definitely want something behind here. I need something for the flower itself. I'll put some ribbon in, but that's finishing touches. I don't get to... Debbie, do you love finishing touches? Do you wait till the end? Do you like... Okay, you do wait till the end. Okay.
I get all the basic done, everything cut and down, and then I stand back and I go, what does it still need?
Yeah. I'm kind of like a wait till the end too. That's why I call it finishing touches. And I think there's something nice about that because sometimes when you get too much pulled out, like up, down, it sometimes pulls you out a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
again, we're just going to call it the 80 rule, the 80% rule. Maybe that applies like 80%, and then 20%. I may find myself being obsessive about one little section on my page, you know, something like that. But like, I just need to see it like with an enamel dot. I need to see it with, you know, and so I'll get like really obsessive about it. So, ooh, I did love this polka dot. It might have to wait till next page though. We'll see. Oh, and I really liked this one too. And I was like, oh, I should use this. Next page. I think I really loved this sentiment. This sometimes the smallest things take up the most space in your heart, in our hearts. I just thought that was so cute. I think my third page from this kit, I don't always do this, but I might do a pre-made page for Madison's baby coming soon.
We are going to be grandmas.
Yeah.
Actually, all three of us,
Yeah.
Shiloh, Susan, and I, are all going to be grandmas. I also
Again.
have great grandkids, but you know, when
Right.
you have 8 kids and one just got married last year, you still have one unmarried. So I'm in both the grandma and the great grandma phase. So I will be a grandma again in June. Susan will be a grandma in July, and Shiloh will be a grandma in August. And they're all girls.
And they're all
So
girls.
they're all girls. So we have to somehow get together at some time to have a
I
photo layout
know.
of all the new grandgirls.
I know. They were all together. You saw that picture Shia posted. Madison sent me the same picture, but they all three were just together at their graduations, and
They were.
so they all took a picture together with their pregnant bellies. That might be a page I scrapbook soon. We'll see. So, yes. So June, July, August. June, July, August. 3 new additions to the family.
That's right.
Has Matt and them picked out a name? Have they said?
Yes.
Have they said like they're saying it, or is it a secret?
Yes. No, it's not a secret.
Oh, I want to hear it.
Ashley, Matthew married Ashley Lovell, and her name is spelled Ashlei, and that's a tradition in their family, the Lei ending.
Okay.
So they are naming her Ensley,
Oh, I feel like I heard them
Enslei.
say that. That's right.
But I haven't heard about Maddie's.
Alora.
Laura. It sounds like some from David's books or something.
It's in oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the movie Alora.
Because I've heard it.
They didn't pick it because of that, but David thought of it too. Dave, are you in the kitchen? He's probably got his ear things on. What is it from? It's like the little short people, and not like times of whatever, but it's like, oh my gosh, it's gonna kill me. It's little things like that get stuck in my brain. I'm like, what is that? It's like a classic movie. Alora.
I've heard it too, but I don't remember names of movies well.
I don't either.
Was somebody Laura? Was it the baby? The baby was a Laura, and a little short guy was.
Is it in Disney Princess? No, it's not Disney Princess. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe there's Laura in Disney Princess. Oh my gosh, let me just. This should not bother me, and I shouldn't care so much. But Dave, what's Laura from? What movie is it from? Alora.
Alora Dannon from the movie Willow.
Willow.
That's right. That's what I was trying to say. Willow's
Yeah,
the
I was like,
short
which
guy,
one is that?
and he was taking care of baby Alora. I just couldn't remember the name of the movie. So
Yeah.
Val Kilmer, Willow. Thank you.
Maddie didn't know that, but then when she told David the name, he was like, "That's like in Willow," because he's good at movies. I am not. I'm with you on that. I'm like, I don't know. So good job, Kate. Kate, you get a prize for that, Katie. I'm just gonna say, you're a winner! Yay!
Oh no, we have other people doing it too. So
Wait, well, she was the first one, right?
she actually.
Oh, okay, fine. I take it back. I'm not gonna start a rivalry.
You said it.
You guys were all on your A game there. Look at you.
Yeah, you guys were. So thanks for helping us.
I just should have looked at the comments. I should have looked at them sooner before I made David come in here.
I know. We should do another giveaway.
We should. Okay, let me put my thoughts in order here. I'm adding a little bit more depth to this card, or this title card. Again, little strips, little things. I don't know, just different things you can add. I think I might do the tip of this. I like to do tip, or you could do like inside and then like pop this up.
Oh, that's cute.
Should I do it here or do it here?
No.
I feel like it needs a top. No?
Oh.
Down?
It's
Down?
up to you.
Oh
Yes.
no, tell me. What's the point? Take some of the decisions away. Okay, I'll do it down. All right,
Yeah.
here's one. I got one. Here's the question. You guys ready? All right. Okay. Let me get my thoughts together again. The name of Debbie's daughter-in-law, her newest daughter-in-law. What is her name? What is her name of her newest daughter-in-law?
The one having the baby.
The one having the baby.
Oh, but it has to be spelled right.
Uh-oh.
So
Okay,
let
I didn't
me,
put that face to the face.
it has to be spelled right, or it's not the right name. That's the ending. Sharice MacArthur Campbell. Ashley. That is correct. Congratulations. Good memory.
Because they had that tradition with the
The
EI or whatever.
LEI. Like a
Yeah.
lay in Hawaii. That would be lay. But it's Ashley. You have won any template set of your choice. You
Any template
just
set.
any template set. So I mean, we actually have to have it, so it can't be one of the
Yeah,
old
in the
ones.
shop. It's to be in stock.
Any templates set in the shop. You just need to email support@kiwilane.com and tell me the template set that you would like, and we'll get that sent off to you. So email support@kiwilane.com. Congratulations.
I just happen to have these in my stash. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know how or why. It's the hole reinforcement, so I'm sticking them around my hole on my tag.
That's cute.
It's quick, it's fast. You could do that with another hole punch if you need to. If you have a, I don't know, half-inch hole punch, you can punch a hole out and then punch another hole in the middle and you get the same effect. But, you know, you get this kind of look. So almost it looks like an eyelet, but not an eyelet. Okay. Well, almost done here. I'm kind of trying to speed up a little bit. Hopefully you guys are making some progress, and hopefully a few of you guys, you know, will still win another prize or two. We're going to throw one more tomorrow. I bought this way after Debbie. I saw you using it on your pages all the time, and then now everybody else. So I've seen it on everybody's pages, but yours
I
are
do
the
too,
first
but
pages.
I saw it on somebody else's page.
Oh.
And I'm looking for it. So.
And that's how inspiration works. It's like, no, wait, who saw it first? But I do love it for, where did it go? Did I just punch it?
It's the same color, so.
Oh, it's right here. Like, where did it go? I do think it's just an easy way to add a little pop-up right there.
Really cute.
Yeah, so easy. So it's like one of those very great, just basic things to have. We could put the Amazon link in the chat if anyone's wanting that punch, but it's a go-to one for quick finish touch details.
I'll add that link.
Okay. And then I like to group. The moment I have something that can be grouped, I group, and it makes the adhering phase a whole lot easier when you start pulling pieces apart to layer things or to adhere them to the page. All right. Now let's see if the date thing works here. I think it works like that. And I think I'll just do a date range, but I think it's really cute. So we're gonna use that. Little Caleb in the background. I think everyone just barely got home. They all ran. Oh, I think I told you. Yeah, Lacey had like a volleyball tournament at 7 in the morning. Should have been gone. And Eli then had a party. He had to be gone at 7:10. So it's this little like, okay, everyone get out, get them where they need to go. And then I get to sit down and be with you guys for a little bit on this wonderful National Scrapbook Day. And that's Abby calling. So, I'll have to text her and tell her I'm in the live. So where was everybody, where were your projects at? I'm trying to remember, I think someone said they were doing their grandson's first haircut. I'm trying to remember what other ones I saw there. What are you guys working on? Just curious. Oh, and I was going to show the cutting just one more time to reinforce that. I will remember to talk about it here.
Yeah, if you'll just explain what that is to some who don't know.
Yeah. Well, the cutting file itself, just to be clear, like I said, it's a cut file. You got to download it. It's a digital file. You got to have a cutting machine. You got to upload it to the cutting machine. Then you can size it different ones. So like this one that I plan to do at the PJ Playdate, this is like a 5x7 size. This one's like an 8.5 by 11. But if you are playing with them and you do want to do them, honestly, my way that I recommend it is to visualize it, tactile, layer with it, all of that fun stuff. That's another event for another day. But the file, you can download it. It is available to you. It is free. So feel free to grab that. And stay tuned. We'll be sharing more inspiration throughout the month of May, showcasing layouts, using it, and other things. As far as the cutting of these, I just wanted to reinforce the intentional guiding your scissors through the cutting. I need to decide what color I'm going to do this first. So I might pull the polka dot over. What do you think, Debbie? Too much? You think so?
I would pull the polka dot over if I were doing it.
Or should the polka dot go in the lacy trims? No, polka dot in the flower, right?
Yeah, polka dot in the flower.
Okay. All right. So again, I really only do the slide, flip if I'm using a pattern that I can't see. This one's going to be fine. So I just trace it on the top personally. And the reason is because the pencil marks, the inking always solves it. I'm so confident in inking now. It doesn't even stress me out to see pencil marks at all because there is never a time it doesn't solve it. But we didn't add inking to the process only for simply covering pencil marks. There's so many values to inking. If you love the look where Kiwi really kind of showcases and teaches how to use pattern papers together, one, to help you use your stashes, but also to help use the patterns that we love so much in our papers. Inking gives contrast and dimension to the layers when multiple patterns are being used together. So it's worth the 10 or 15 minutes added to a page if you ask me, simply for that. And then of course it reinforces the simplicity that we teach here, which is build your foundation. Yes, you can pull things from your supplies, but also with a good pair of scissors and a few cutting tips, which I'll show you here, you can actually find yourself just sitting down and scrapbooking. Instead of getting up, figuring things out, I've done all those phases, done them. So here's the cutting tip. Stay to the back ends like I was mentioning earlier so that you can glide it around, curves. And see, even there, I pivoted, pulled back on my scissors, and I'm just doing quick shortcuts, gliding it. Even if you slow down for a little bit. Listen, I know a lot of you guys are probably very familiar with Kiwi Lane, but even if you find yourself still struggling a little bit with that, I would just tell you to go back to this one basic. And even for a little bit, if you have to kind of slow down, practice. I promise that what you're going to notice is just the same effect of like riding a bicycle. That initially when we all learned how to ride a bicycle, right, it was like, okay, this is effort. But then over time, it becomes muscle memory. And so that's true with even learning the basics of the cutting to get it back to just cutting instead of it making feel like fussy cutting. Because a lot of the fussiness comes from just approach. It's how you're approaching cutting. The other thing that I've noticed that's make people fussy when they're cutting is the wrong pair of scissors. Naturally, the moment I put a good, decent pair of scissors in front of someone, you can see like their demeanor change. They're no longer fussy as much. And the other thing that I think makes people feel fussy when they cut is they move their arm. So the opposite of what I just showed you, where you use your other hand to kind of do this. You see, I'm like flipping this through my scissors. My cutting hand is staying stationed. The opposite of that is you do this, right? And that's because you're not using this other hand to feed it through your scissors. You're doing this with your hand, and that's a lot of work. It's a lot of tension on your shoulders and other things. So that is if you want to stop feeling fussy with cutting, then just a few little tips will take the fussy out of it and back to just plain old good cutting. Okay. All right. I didn't ink this one. I'm going to ink this one. Debbie, I am trying to think of another giveaway. You have a giveaway question at all? I'm just thinking in my mind. I want a few more, and I only have like 2 more cuts, and then we're done. So I want to throw a few more out there.
Let me think.
Here's one. I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned it here, but we did mention in the unboxing the name of this paper kit. What is the name of this paper kit? The full name, okay? It has to be the full name. What is the name of this paper kit? Throw it in the chat. First one that Debbie sees is going to win.
Okay. I actually don't have mine yet, but I do know the name.
I was like, I'm pretty sure you know the name. That's
From
why
work.
that's a safe one.
Setting everything up. Okay, let me go through. We've got some comments
I'm
coming
going to keep
in.
Debbie on her heels and be like, what do you do?
Here we go. The first one that shows up is Michelle Michelson.
Michelle,
You
yay!
make me smile.
You make me smile.
And that's Michelle. I want to make sure and get the name. Okay, Michelle, you are a winner. You win your choice of any template set in the shop, anyone at all, and you just have to email your choice to me at support@kiwilane.com, and I will get that sent off to you.
Yay, Michelle.
You make me smile.
You make me smile. It's a good, I know I said it, but it really does hold up to its name. I feel it all over again, just sitting on this side and creating with it. And even the more I put layers together and seeing the colors come together, you know, I had these black and white pictures, which it does work really great for black and white pictures, but I think my last layout was black and white pictures too. That was not intentional, but there's something about bold, vibrant colors next to black and white. So that just happens to be the case. But I think I need another layer there, right, Deb? What color should I do?
You do. A little bit more there.
Okay, I have this and
Is
this.
that
I can bring
Yeah.
the teal over, or I'll put the yellow here. I think the yellow will be vibrant there. Because if I put teal here, it'll be too close to this teal. I think it'll be too close. So let me explain what I mean by there. If I put teal here,
Yes.
it's pretty close to there, right? So now let me test out the yellow. And this, by the way, can help you guide, where you just kind of like stick it down and see like, okay, what do I want to do here? Alternatively, I could pull another pattern in, but let's see, like a light pink. Oh, that's kind of pretty, huh? I kind of like the light pink.
Yep.
Or the yellow. Yellow, light pink.
Pink.
Then I'll do yellow here, I think. Okay.
So is that the pink paper?
Uh-huh.
Can you lift it up closer to the, it just looks, oh yes, that's adorable.
Yeah, that's on the back of this one.
Yeah, really cute.
Now, I don't need to cut this whole thing out. Again, if you don't want to overthink it, you definitely could. But for me, I'm just going to kind of mark this. A general idea of a little bit extra just to make sure I can tuck, but you know, we love our paper, so where you can be conservative, be conservative. And so I'm just going to trace out the part. And this is going to make the inside cut really easy. The inside cut's always easy, but it will make it extra easy. If I wanted to cut that circle out, this is our tip. You'll notice that most of the time when we have a back layer and there's an inside cut, whatever it is, rings, hexagon, whatever, you just, like you would trace this whole design out, trace the inside, and then you would just snip in and cut the inside. And where that snip is basically where that layer is going to hide it. So typically, again, I think our 80% rule is in play there. Maybe 20% is where I actually go in and poke in and cut the insides with the tip of my scissors at that point, which, anyways, there's great videos over on the product pages. Like Rings has a great video to show you that. So if you're ever like uncertain about something, go check it out over on the website. A little quick tutorial on that. But so even something like this, I see I just get in the motion, staying to the back end, no choppy scissors, staying on the ends, and then back and forth, and especially this little wave. I'm like back and forth, back, forth. And then I'm just going to come in and follow that curve. Here's the other thing I love about inking. We talked about how it hides pencil blemishes, but it, you know, contrast, depth. But yes, it is also, it's actually the blemishes, the one that I just said. It really hides. It almost like really does give it a finished look, so that the little inconsistencies, because I know a lot of people get scared cutting a circle, that they think it has to be perfect. And by all means, that is not perfect. But it looks that way. And I think inking makes it feel, because of its blending effect. Okay. And then I think, what, yellow? Or maybe we go teal. Maybe a little bit more pop.
I do think you need teal on that right side page.
Yeah, a little bit more, right? Because I have it here.
Yes.
Okay. And then, so maybe I'll go yellow. I went reds, so I created that triangle. Went pinks, and I created that triangle with my pinks. So I'll create this balanced teal. Cool. So let me do that one. Let's get 2 more in, Debbie. 2 more giveaways. What can we do? What can we do?
Oh, what can we do? Where did we... Okay, this isn't the official question until Susan makes sure it's right. Something about... I was almost going to say... Okay. Where did we first release our Kiwi Lane templates at the very beginning?
Okay, where did we first release our Kiwi Lane templates? For sale.
For sale.
For sale.
Yes. And let me check.
Etsy.
Etsy is the right answer. And the first Etsy that came up is Sue Washaba.
Sue Washaba. I'm going to go with it. Debbie's way better at names. So whatever she says, we're going to go with it.
Washaba, I think so. Congratulations.
She reads all the family history reports.
Washaba. Okay, you are the winner of any template set of your choice that's in our shops, our current things. All you have to do is email support@kiwilane.com to tell me what you want. Say I was the winner, and I will get that sent off to you. So email
She wrote your name too, so yes, just email her what you want. So you could take your time, go ahead and email her, let her know.
Send that over to me, and I will get that sent out to you. And good listening early on.
Yeah. All right, down to the last one, the last layer here, guys, and that's our butterfly. Again, going with the triangle visual as our guide. I have a little yellow here, a little yellow here. Let's balance that with a little bit more yellow. And I'm going to trace this lovely guy onto our yellow, keeping to the edge of paper, of course, naturally, because like I said, we all love our paper, so we want to be efficient. Also, when tracing out the templates, I do get this a lot. You'll see I did the side half first. And then what I do, if I need to, I'll flip it, realign it, and then place my hands back on the other side so I can trace the other side. So you can kind of keep your hands placed. I've heard people do washi tape, but for the most part, if my hands are getting in the way, that's what I recommend. Just pick up, shift, and then do the other half so you can get your hands repositioned instead of it maybe feeling awkward or uncomfortable if it feels that way to you. I know that sometimes my hands can be a little bit more bulky with my nails and everything too. So, okay, and then this one, see, you really, around this thing, you want to let that guide you. Just keep going on that back end scissors. Now that I hit that point, I'm going to pull back on my scissors again. I'm going to rotate the paper and then go right back up, but staying to the back end, rotate, go again, rotate. Okay, I just did that, so we're going to pivot and then go back again. We're going to then do the loop, pull back, pivot, back again, pivot, 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 pivot. It makes me think of Friends, if anyone knows that episode. Pivot! But, all right. Also, if you've used Kiwi Lane paper, and I think a lot of you guys have, but if you haven't yet, it's great 80-pound paper. And when I'm inking, I use this dauber for delicate parts. There's bigger daubers, but I've still found that I prefer this one. Mostly because it does get in the cracks. And the way I do that is I just kind of bend paper back. It's very forgiving. I don't have to be too fragile with it. If you're using thinner paper, you might want to be more mindful, but I'll tell you, like with Kiwi paper, that has never been an issue. And I always do this like fold up. I don't know. It's just habit now. It's super satisfying for me. So we can cut out the middle of the butterfly to add that final detail. Let's do it with orange. I feel like I need a little orange over here, Debbie. What can I do? I need, right? Do you see that?
See, this right side looks real cute what you did, but yes, little, just as that teal center on that flower is popping really nicely on that side. You've got that same flower in red on the other.
Should I do another flower, another orange?
Yeah.
Or, well, let me do the inside of this. I was going to do orange with this on this. All right. Okay, so guys, don't forget, last day. Today is the official day. It is officially National Scrapbook Day. We have the 30% off, so definitely make sure to take advantage of that. That sale, 30% off site-wide sale that we have going on. Then, of course, we have that free cut file in celebration of National Scrapbook Day and just honoring scrapbookers of any style, anywhere. And that's going to be available through the month of May. We're going to kind of keep the spirit of National Scrapbook Day going throughout the month of May, especially within the Kiwi Club. We have lots of events planned, super fun ones to just kind of keep that spirit alive. So you can get that cutting file if you don't get it yet. You want to see more samples, we'll talk about it more and play around a little bit more and show more ideas, of course. And then also just play with this kit more too. It's going to be a fun one throughout the month of May. I think it just naturally keeps the spirit of National Scrapbook Day because it's just so fun and it makes you want to smile, and your scrapbook should make you want to smile, right? Every time you sit down. Okay. I think I have another question.
Okay.
So, you guys ready? You got your hands on your chats? Okay. What is the first shape we made when we started to explore having templates as our design tools? What shape did we initially make?
Okay. Let's see what they say.
Brackets. I see them. No, Lacey Trim came
Brackets.
later. Lacey Trim came later, but it's a good set too. I love Lacey Trims.
Brackets is correct. Congratulations. I think it's Vicki Langham. And we are so excited that you remembered that. We talked about it earlier in this
We
event.
did create a border too, but that was the first shape.
Yes, that was the
that we
first
did.
shape.
Yes.
Absolutely. And congratulations. You just have to email support@kiwilane.com and let me know you won and tell me which template set
Template you want.
you want.
There you go.
Current ones from the current ones in the shop. Just let me know which one you want.
Like a
and we'll
candy
get
shop. You
them
get to
to you.
choose whatever one you want. Candy shop. Which one? Honestly, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember actually. I'm trying to remember when it clicked that the AB too. We were like, I think it happened pretty instantly when we looked at the shape. We're like, oh, and then we can do an AB.
Because that's what we
extra.
did. Yeah, when we first did it, we cut one out and we saw, wait, but this mirror part is right here.
Yeah, and then it was
Yeah,
like,
it
oh,
was
and then a
just-
2-page.
Yep,
Yeah.
it was just natural to put them on the other side. So number 8. Dealing.
Like I said, most of the layouts we were seeing were either straight cuts, which we have plenty in our layouts, pages, albums with that style. But it is an interesting thing when you start adding a little bit more layers and a little bit more movement. Because life is full of movement. Life is full, these memories are just so full of so much. So it just adds a lot of interest in a fun way. So that's something we noticed right away in our own pages. And the symmetry, like you were talking about, Debbie, you didn't have to work too hard for that because the borders created this, symmetry.
And I'm visual, so I instantly it just brought so many ideas into my head as soon as I put one on one side and one on the other.
Do you want to say hi? I'm almost done. We're about to get off.
I also have a question.
Uh-oh. Well, what is it? What's it a question about?
Well, this question might require action on your part.
Oh, well, hold on. I'm almost done. You can come say hi if you want. Grandma's on here.
Grandma, did you ask her what her favorite season is?
Her what?
Her favorite season when we did that live and it was all of like Grandma's layouts.
Oh,
Remember? The layout share? We did a layout share recently, like a spring layout share.
It was pretty much all your layouts.
And it was
That's
pretty
right.
much like
I
all your
agree.
layouts. And we're like, we wonder if spring is her favorite season or we just subconsciously chose all of Grandma's layouts for this spring layout share.
Because it was like a spring layout thing, and we're like,
I
we chose
do love-
basically.
I do love that and flowers and things, butterflies. I love those.
She does love butterflies. She has those cute little things she puts all over the place.
Yeah.
I should put another butterfly over here at the moment you said that. This is getting lost to me. It's my last thing. It's just getting lost. I might have to trim that or back that.
Or back it with cardstock, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little getting lost on the other layer there, but ultimately, I am done. I am done.
And it's adorable. Oh,
Yeah.
I've got someone saying this. Don't forget the announcement.
Announcement? What announcement? Well, we announced the cutting file yesterday. We're doing the free giveaways today. That's kind of what we're doing. We did the freebie on that. So that's kind of our announcement. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to test this out and we'll see what we think.
I do think that will pop it up nicely. It's a darling layout, Susan.
Just doing a quick, I should have done it the other way, but I'm going to do a quick little trim here. Got me all thinking back like, oh, what announcement? No, announcement was yesterday. And then
that was yesterday. I saw that.
Oh, I didn't take these other ones off. I'm like, why aren't they sticking? Okay, I think I'm going to keep it pretty simple as far as detail touch. I did quite a few little details in layering, but I am going to add little enamel dots to the center of those. I think that's what I'm going to do, which I will do, and I'll share a picture, so don't worry, I'll definitely make sure I get pictures. Pictures always are different than the webs look, but I think I want that back there. I might even put this in the front. I'm like, okay, hold on. I think I want that layer to go between these two layers. Mm-hmm. Yep. Like so. All right, that helps a little bit. And then add some journaling and a date range because we decided we don't know. So it happens. Somewhere between this and this.
So Donna said, I must say that I only came to know about Kiwi Lane a couple of years ago, but I think you guys just keep getting better and better. I am having so much fun with every kit.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Perfect to end on.
That's very sweet. Pam says, I'm poking along on my layout, and that counts, Pam, by the way. It definitely counts. Is digital that I did book up? Deborah Johnson, I believe they're still finishing the touches on it. So I think they might try to get it up today, even though it's the weekend, or unfortunately, maybe Monday. Sorry. I know. There was one more refined edit they had to do, and we just barely caught it on Friday, and I said, oh, nope, you got to go fix this. So just almost there. All right, guys, I will share a layout, a picture of it when I do the final things. This was really fun. I really enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on this beautiful Saturday in honor of National Scrapbook Day. It was really a good time, and we're super appreciative of all of your guys' support. And we really have, like I said at the beginning, we can't talk enough about scrapbooking, but also scrapbookers. You guys, we obsess over you in many ways. So we just think you guys are the best. So we love every chance we get to hang out with you guys. And if you're not a club member, just know if you want this kit, it is a fun one. It will make you smile. If you sign up in the month of May, you will get this as your kit. So you won't regret it. You won't regret it. I'll just say that. It's a great little fun one and makes you super happy. Ultimately, like I said, whether you joined us and you were scrapbooking along, or you were gathering supplies, or you were just hanging out, or you were thinking about inspiration for your next page, like all of it counts. And we're just so grateful that you're here. And we hope that you get a little bit of creative time for a chance to sit down and scrapbook. I hope you find some time on your calendar, and even if you're not in the club and you're following our creative rhythm, I hope that you take some of the things that we shared today and try them out in your own processes, meaning little segments of time, a little bit of time for planning, a little bit of time for designing will really help you get back into letting scrapbooking be part of your everyday life for your everyday moments. So, and it just might be enough momentum to just keep you going till the next page. And that's all of it, like I said, counts. And we're just want to keep encouraging you as scrapbookers to get to scrapbooking those pages and creating them, just like the Play to Create method really helped us find that joy again for scrapbooking. So we appreciate you guys, and that's it. You have anything else, Deb?
It was just fun to hang out with you today. It is a beautiful day over here, and I'm looking forward to finishing a layout I started at a crop just recently. So.
Oh yeah, you did do that crop, that fun crop in your area, the neck of the woods. So
yeah,
I know we have another crop. Me and Abby signed up for, next weekend. So they're always fun to get again.
Enjoy your day.
All right. Bye, guys. Take care. Thanks
Bye-bye.
again. Bye.